hanging with Kyle MacLachlan. All right, everybody, our next guest is a musical legend who's been at it on his own and with his band, Creedence Clearwater Revival, for over 5 decades. His new song is called Weeping in the Promised Land. What an amazing title. And it's out right now. Please welcome Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and Songwriting Hall of Famer, John Fogerty. So meet Kyle.
Hi, John. What a pleasure.
The last time we met, it was at Yankee Stadium?
That's true.
Yeah, it was a sports ball event, which I never am at.
Well, you're missing some of that there. It was the opening day of the brand new Yankee Stadium. The Yanks went on that year to win the World Series.
I think because of our presence in the beginning.
There you go. You sang the national anthem.
Yes.
Which I usually don't touch. And then I sang center field in center field.
Which is amazing.
It was fun. Anyway, and then we ended up in the same area and enjoyed the game together.
Yeah, during the game they put you in the suites and whatever, and it's like, I'm there for the food and the drinks, John.
Well, they had a lot of hot dogs. I remember that.
I'm Texan, so I'm not against it. But you and your kids, you actually recorded an album during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, this was a wonderful idea that my wife Julie had. It was right as the lockdown started.
Yeah.
She thought that it started out this way. She said, well, I want you to sing Have You Ever Seen the Rain, and we'll post it. And I was kind of grumpy about the whole thing because there's probably 40 or 50 versions of me on the web, singing Have You Ever Seen the Rain?
Yeah.
Said,
it never gets old, John, so just so you know.
Huh?
It doesn't get old. We still love it every time.
Well, thank you for that. But well, it doesn't get old for me either in the right context. But what she was saying was, I think it would be very healing to people, uplifting, because it is a hopeful song. And I kind of, okay. And people, were generally in favor of that. So this is Julie, my wife, kind of kept it going, And like I said, I was kind of an old grump about it, except that I got to be with my kids.
I was going to say, that's the coolest part to me in that photo, seeing that photo. My kids are only 4 and 6 right now, but anytime, they love music, and they, have seen me on stage, they've toured with me as well. And when they get excited and about the things I get excited about and things that inspire me, that's such a blessing as a parent. But you're performing a new song today, and can you tell me how this song came about? I heard that you've had this title for years.
Yeah, I started keeping a little notebook, an official one. In 1967, I realized I wanted to get, it all had been haphazard up until then in my life. And so I got a little book and called it Song Titles. And the very first thing that I ever wrote in there was Proud Mary, which I didn't even know what it meant. But anyway, somewhere along the way, more than 30 years ago, I wrote the title Weeping in the Promised Land, right? And I looked at that and I went, wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, that sounds biblical, and it sounds really sad. That's about all I did with it at the time. So basically, our country and the world were very engulfed in this pandemic, a health crisis all over the world, and also about time again, civil rights was coming to the fore, and the Black Lives Matter movement really got going. My daughter even went down and was protesting. She was in her senior year of high school then.
Yeah.
So somewhere around June or July, that title, Weeping in the Promised Land, came across my consciousness again. But this time it was, it was more like a bam, and oh, wow. Because now it meant this.
Absolutely.
And I have to admit, there was that kind of nanosecond where I could see it all, weeping, and here we are, and it was like, John, are you up to this? Do you really want to, if you take on this mission,
100%
it's got to be here, and you can't let go until it's here. And that's the curse of all writers. If you're, and I use the words brutally honest. And so I hung in there. It was the hardest song I ever wrote.
But I think a lot of writers, we have that happen, and especially that block, especially when it's so important to you, it matters, and you want to do it justice. That's a lot of pressure. Yep, I'm still here, just waiting for you to subscribe. If you don't, I'll be trapped in this box forever.